Today, phones are more than just a place to communicate. You know, what we see on our phones can shape our thoughts, affect our emotions, and can even weaken our faith. And this is why phones can be so damaging to children. While they're online, kids are given information that they don't understand. They often can start believing things that are not true, and this can take them down self-destructive paths. And that was said by a school counselor who counsels many kids, and she says it all goes back to the things they find on social media as far as the problems that they're having. Kids once had a play-based childhood, but since they adopted a phone-based childhood in the early 2010s, teen mental health has seen an epidemic of depression, anxiety, self-harm, and suicide. What I just shared was a partial summary of my last video titled, How Phones and Social Media Destroy Lives. Children can be exposed to some horrible things online, and I gave some examples of that in my last video. I think every parent needs to be aware of these things, how bad it really is. And if you haven't watched that video, you can find it at the end of this video. Just click on the end screen as I wrap this teaching up. So I watched 2 teachings on this topic from a Christian perspective, and I'm going to be sharing my understanding of what was said, what I felt were the most important points. And the first one was from LCBC Church. That's a YouTube channel. It's also a church. If you're looking for a church, it's a great church. It's my church. And I don't know where they are spread out, you know, their locations exactly. I know they are spread out throughout Pennsylvania, but if you don't have LCBC Church near you, you can always watch their sermons online on YouTube at the LCBC Church channel. And the sermons that I hear there are by far the best I've ever heard in any church I've been to, and my husband and I have been in a lot of churches, so, and the friendliness of the church as well, and making you feel welcome, they're just top notch. So the title of the video is Healthy Screen Time Habits for You and Your Family. And in that roundtable discussion, it was mentioned that a good starting point is not to throw a bunch of rules at your kids when it comes to screen time, but to have a discussion that defines your family values. In other words, set boundaries according to your Bible-based family values. Psalm 101:3 says, I will set no wicked thing before my eyes. Jesus taught us to be careful about the purity of our hearts and minds, and